Welcome to Follow the Action. We are the fastest growing podcast on God's green earth. We are downloaded in over 1,800 cities in over 60 different countries in all 50 states. Why? Because we deliver. Quite simple. Our guys on our UFC prelim show that we do every Saturday catch us 1 hour before the UFC prelims on Twitch and all our social media. Our guys are 47-19 right now. Our man coach in golf, 29-19. We're absolutely killing the sports betting market. Why? Because we do have the best experts, not guys who play experts on television, guys who make a living based upon what they predict. And they are fighting out of the wonderful city of brotherly love. He is the best in the world. He is the Philly Godfather, Steve Maltepes. And it's time. It's bagel time. The best combat sports handicapper in the world, Mr. Joey Odessa, been called the future of sports betting. He is Matt from the College Kids. And the man himself, the man with the Nostradamus 8-ball, just shake it up, and out comes more games than you could ever believe. And what do? We fire! We fire! And who fires with me but my good friend for 20-something years? Good grief, I met him when he's only 70. He's now 90. He's the man. He is the coach, Jonathan Coachman. Coach, you're best about the best golf handicapper in the world right now. Killing it.
Right now we're hot. Man. We're hot. Let's go. Let's go.
We own like a pot of neck bone. That's what we are. Like Donkey Kong. Almost got my metaphors all mixed up. So let's start with Matt of the College Kids, and let's go to the NFL because that's what everybody's talking about. Matt, what do you got in the NFL?
Well, at the time of recording this, Green Bay was at 2.5, and we love to move at 3+3. I mean, Tampa Bay +3. Sorry about that. We love to move a Tampa Bay +3 for -130. You can get it. I'm guessing by the time this podcast comes out, it's probably going to be a little lower, probably like pick 'em 1. And at that price, we still love Tampa Bay. We're looking at this game, and Tampa Bay has is third in adjusted sack rate. This is going to be by far the best pass rush Green Bay has played, and it's the same reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are fifth in opponent interceptions thrown per game. They have 6 interceptions on the year. Meanwhile, Green Bay only has 2. And we all know the team that wins a turnover battle usually wins the game and covers the spread. This is by far the best defense Green Bay has played. We look at Atlanta. Their defense sucked. Minnesota's defense ain't that good. Detroit's not that good. New Orleans has a solid run stop, but they're not that great. In fact, we're looking at the opponent points per game. New Orleans is number 26th in opponent points per game. Minnesota, number 28. Detroit, number 29. Number 31 is Atlanta. These are all teams that Green Bay has played. We're looking at Tampa Bay. They're number 8 in opponent points per game. They have the second best defense in terms of efficiency, one of the best offenses in terms of efficiency. On both sides of the ball, this is going to be the best team that Green Bay has played. And we're looking at this Green Bay team. They've versed a combined record of 4-12, which is 25% win rate, which is abysmal. They're going to have some trouble on their hands. Their offensive efficiency numbers don't even take into account that this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, they haven't had their guys healthy. Evans, he's been banged up. Godwin's been in and out. He had a concussion issue. Fournette didn't play last game. Like, all these stars are practicing. They're going to be returning. So I love Tampa Bay this week. Take them.
Tampa Bay over Green Bay, and we'll recap all these picks by the end of the show. Let's go to now Mr. 8-ball. Mr. 8-ball, shake that thing up and spit something out. What do you got for us?
Well, who I love this weekend is the Houston Texans, +3.5 against the Tennessee Titans. Texans are 1-4, Titans are 4-0, but it's a week-by-week league. It's a division game. I mean, the Texans have had one of the hardest schedules in the league. They've played the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Steelers. And you have Tennessee. They're coming off a big win off the Bills. People are talking about Tennessee as this juggernaut team, but it's a division game. You have to add in the fact the Titans are on a short week. They played on a Tuesday. Now they're playing Sunday, 1 o'clock game. The Titans' defense is ranked 32nd in opponents' rushing yards per attempt. They rank 15 in opponents' passing yards per attempt. So I don't see them slowing down Deshaun Watson. I think it's going to be a tighter game than people think. I'm not buying the Titans' hype. I'm going with the Texans +3.5 this game.
I love hearing a football team from the state of Texas is going to win a game. That makes me very, very happy. We haven't won many, and we lost to that damn Oklahoma in college football. So, Philly Godfather, what do you got for us in the NFL?
Yeah, it's going to gain 261, 262 on your sports betting screen. Cleveland comes to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Steelers undefeated 4-0. Cleveland's been playing some pretty good football, 4-1 too. But if you look at the opponents that the Steelers have played this year, their record is just 3-15-1. The 1-3-1 Philly team, the Eagles, is probably the only team they've played that has a pulse this year, other than maybe the 1-4 Texans. The Steelers' opponents have a combined negative 130 point differential. So say that again, 130 negative point differential. Maybe the four, worst teams in the NFL. Another thing I like to look at when I'm handicapping these games is how do teams perform after playing one of the top pass rushing teams in football, like the Eagles. How do they perform the following week? And I'm a true believer that anytime you play, some of these teams with great pass rushing defenses, the following week your offensive line ain't going to play at an optimum level. They're not going to perform at an optimum performance. So I think over the years, what the hell was I talking about? All right, pass rush. I'm sorry, guys. But all right. Anytime you play,
Joey Odessa moment. When we first started doing the shows, Joey Odessa would lose his train of thought and cuss at us for losing his train of thought.
But our producer made me sound perfect on it, so he'll just patch that up.
Well, perfect.
Right, let me start over.
Perfect for me.
No, don't start over. All that stuff was good, Godfather. You got a lot in your head right now. Just keep it going, baby boy. Just keep it going.
Hey, you're the greatest sports bettor in the world, man. You got a brain
exactly.
I got you, Coach.
100 miles an hour. The Earth's going 50 miles an hour. So
his brain's going back to the future.
We're at the feet. We're at the feet of the master. Just talk, master.
Another thing I like to look at when I'm handicapping these games is how do teams perform after playing a top pass rushing team like the Philadelphia Eagles. This year, after you've played the top three pass rushing teams in the NFL, you've only covered the spread 36% of the time. So, usually the offensive line the following week is banged up, after playing these top defensive lines. Again, I like Cleveland here, plus the 3.5. I made Cleveland -1 on a neutral field, and I think the odds makers got the wrong team favored here. I don't give much this year to home field advantage. I think Cleveland's a better team. They're playing better football. The opponents, like I said, the Steelers have played this year, not very good. I like Cleveland here plus the points, plus the 3.5. And I gave it out at 4 o'clock today. And if you watch the screen at 4:05, that line went from 3.5 down to 3 even money. So we're getting respect on our opinion.
Everybody listens to Philly Godfather. And before we go to our guy, the coach, about PGA, Philly Godfather, what happened to the NFC East? The Cowboys are 2-3 and they're leading, and they just lost their $100 million quarterback, which they hadn't paid him $100 million yet for. What's happened to the NFC East?
It's the worst division of football. Every team has a negative point differential in the NFC East. The good news for the Cowboys is they got a backup quarterback that I think that Andy Dalton. He came in, he showed that he can lead this team to a victory, and I think they're the team to beat. I bet him at the beginning of the year at even money to win the division. I still think their high-powered offense can get them there. You might be able to win this division with 6 or 7 wins. It's a shame that Dak, got hurt, ugly injury. But again, the Dallas Cowboys on offense, they're stacked. Dak was having an amazing year. He was on pace to throw for over 6,000 passing yards. But I think Dalton's a good replacement. I think this Cowboys team is a team that's going to win this division this year.
Well, Coach, you know what you and Don Shula have in common?
Tell me, Johnny. I don't know.
You're both undefeated. Oh, yeah. Coach goes 3-0 last week.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
you're killing it, Coach.
Coach rules, baby.
9 overall, Coach. You're absolutely killing golf right now. Congratulations. You're making us all a lot of money. Your boys are in Vegas, talking about the PGA boys. So your boys are in Vegas this week. What do you got for us this week?
Oh, we got a lot, Maddie. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. Now, here's the thing. This is another a week that is kind of off the radar because it's COVID affected. Normally, they would have been playing in the CJ Cup in Korea. They moved it now back to Vegas at Shadow Creek, which, by the way, that golf aficionados know has never had a PGA Tour event in the history of this course. Now, where you've seen it was the first matchup between Tiger and Phil. Okay, so that's where you've seen this course. But Justin Thomas tweeted on Wednesday when we recorded this podcast, this is the nicest course manicured-wise that he's ever seen. And he's played all the big ones. So this is going to be a really, really cool big week. There's no cut, which makes our tournament matchups a little bit more difficult to pick because the players come back over the weekend. By the way, last week, All three of my picks, top 15 in the tournament. We killed it. Absolutely killed it.
You the
So
man,
here's
Coach.
what we got.
You the man. You the
Thank you.
man.
Get out your papers, get out your pencils, and write these down. Everybody's ready to go. Joey, where's your pencil and paper? Thank you. Okay. Now, I love Matthew Wolf.
Joey's
Wolf.
writing on the back of his hand.
Yeah, he's writing on his arm. That's okay.
On a
Now,
napkin.
Justin
drink
Thomas is defending champion, but it doesn't matter because they played it on a different course. Dustin Johnson, by the way, is out, and he was the betting favorite before he got COVID on Tuesday. So he's out. So don't put any bets on him or you're going to lose if you can even make those bets. So here's the bets that we got. Kevin from Vegas, plays Shadow Creek all the time. Top 15 a week ago. He comes back strong this week. Plus 109, plus money against Sebastian Munoz. Lock it up. Anytime I can get less than minus 150 to go against Jordan Spieth for 4 rounds, I'm taking it all day. Cameron Smith, minus 143 over Jordan Spieth, who doesn't know if he's hitting it left or right now. And I love Jordan Spieth. Third play this week, Tyrell Hatton, minus 165 against our guy, who? Brooks Koepka, making his first start back after knee surgery, had some hip stuff done. There's no way on God's green earth he's going to play well this week. Tyrell Hatton won last week on the European Tour at the biggest event of the year. He's in form. He wipes the floor with Koepka this week. And our last one, I'm going with another Vegas guy, Colin Morikawa, your PGA champion, minus 122 over Hideki Matsuyama. And a little bonus pick, and this one's a lock too. You get
Bonus pick. I love bonus
pick.
Yes.
Because I'm feeling so confident.
Coach, you the man.
Thank you. Sergio Garcia, plus 160 for a top 20 bet. He won 2 weeks ago. Last week was great again. My informants on the ground at Shadow Creek tell me that he has never hit it better than he's hitting it right now. Take Sergio, plus 160, top 20, lock it in. There's your week at Shadow Creek.
I love betting on Sergio Garcia because I can't stand the guy. And when he wins, I won some money, and it makes me feel a little better about the fact that he played well. I'm like the rest of 330 Americans. I don't like him at all. At all. They ruined him at Black Page when they started saying, hit the ball.
You're not the only one.
Before we go to the next segment, I forgot to mention before I got that brain fart when I was breaking down the Browns-Steelers game. The 8-ball, the college kids, they're killing it in our Follow the Action entry in the Circa Million contest. They're tied for, I think, 101st place in the whole thing. There's 3,300 contestants. So give the 8-ball and the college kids some love, man. They're right there to win the whole goddamn thing.
Hey, I not only give you guys some love, every single day I'm betting your bets. I bet everything you put out, I bet. And you guys have absolutely been killing it, making us money. So, yes, I thank you very much for what you do. And congratulations. I hope you guys end up winning the damn thing. I think it'd be awesome. And I think you would deserve it.
Let's keep it going.
Coach didn't want his cut, so we're going to cut Coach right out of it.
Now, Coach,
that's why you cut me out. I'm just going to say this, as long as we're giving props, only the 8-ball can give out a bet that wins before the first inning is over. That's very difficult to do. He hit it over before the first inning was over. That's how good the 8-ball has been with baseball.
And what was the over? Was it 9.5?
It was 9.5, and it was done in the first inning.
Off one team batting.
Off one team batting with 2 outs.
Coach, I know that you and the Philly Godfather may end up in a bare knuckles fight.
Well, I think we all know who would win that, but I'm just wondering. It's like he's going back in time, like Back to the Future. He looks like he's 20 years younger this week. How do you do it?
He's got a nice shirt. Oh, whoa.
Oh, hair coloring.
Get all the hair out right there, baby.
Some of us don't have. Oh, Root. That's our first sponsor on the show. He brought our first sponsor on the show, Root.
Yeah, I would send you a case, Coach, but I think you lost your hair a long time ago.
I'm good.
How much
good.
gray is in that goatee, Coach? Tell the truth.
How much what?
Gray.
None.
Coach.
He don't have no gray. He ain't got no hair on his head, JBL.
No.
I'm talking about his goatee. Coach,
the goatee.
You not coloring?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, all right, Coach. My accusation was unfounded. I
Bullshit.
But if you guys end up a bare knuckle fight, I've got the guy for you, Mr. Dave Feldman. He's coming up on the show. He's